want shortcuts, I want the performance. I feel slow, cause fast wins temporary win. I don't glorify crime, I survive and clean. That's the difference when you live with a rhyme and a scheme. I leave rivals confused when they calm demeanor. Smile real slight while the smack with careers. I ain't evil, I'm honest with the feminine touch. The truth hit harder when delivery snap. I've been threatened since the pad met the pen. The words recognize I don't need many friends. I don't sneak this, I don't have step tongue. And when I say it, and in the sideway chalk. This is the big L energy, raw and precise. No gimmicks, no mercy, it's just bars on ice. If you feel this, you probably built the same. If you not on back, or this a different name. Why I came with a positive end, to watch your thing change. That's what they saying, what I got in this insane brain. It's kinda crazy, you never saw my view. That's got a name, I got a picture too. My deja vu, what a moment needs. I hope a Kodak really take it. Talk about a record, you can bet I'll break it. No mistake, a nigga heading for greatness. And what you saying right now, cause I know that you patient. Waiting leave for me to get the job. Waiting for me now to hit your back. With a shot, black, that nigga he hot. They talk about the sun, now what you think that I got? Hold up now.
Too many versions of me, all logged in once. One reading contracts and one still just hunts. One wearing all black and one dressed in light. One talking with peace and one ready to fight. One tired of games and one playing them smooth. One spiritual sharp and one stuck on the moves. One ghost in the world, one begging for love. One counting his worth, one talking to God above.
They see my wins, but not the debate. Where half wanna flex and the rest just wait. One want a family and one want the throne. One miss the past and one glad it's gone. Do I chase more streams or do I chase more steel? Do I tell her the truth or do I protect how she feel? Do I text that name or do I leave it unread? Do I spin the block or do it rough instead? My phone got tabs like my mind got weight. Trying to balance intention with divine estate. One mixed intention and one wants rest. One say proof and others say blessed. Too many offers and too many mans. Too many check-ins with hidden ass. They don't love you, they just love the plot. They want highlights, nails, not the lessons I got. Nah.
One writes scripts and the one writes paint. One proposal and the other one writes flames. And sometimes they switch like night and noon. Like one light dim with the other one bloom. I'm too aware to act, I don't see no signs. But too scarred to trust, it's real this time. Could've played dumb, could've stayed in place. But my future self kept calling me with grace. Now I sit low, think long and move rare. One me used to post, now the other one don't care.
Ain't even split yet, I'm just a layer in truth. And every part of me still just the alternate you. Too many versions, but the one flame brew. And he speak with a tone that don't need dispute. And who is? Same soul, new skin, same wardrobe, but the piece built in. I had to lose my edge just to find my toe. Now I walk through the doubt like it's old domain. Ain't no crowd gon' fit, this the truth I grew. Had to shed that hurt just to shine that blue. Still see ghosts when I pass that black. Still hear lies, they hear one's tongue. But I smile now, yeah I learned that code. Every loss was a step in the road I owe. Yeah I woke up new, but I'm still that flame. Still root, still tone, still soul, still name. I had to die in the dark just to learn my hue. Still me, still true, just woke up new. I've been going through the fires that the world don't see. Learn that God don't talk, he hums through me. Used to run from pain like it wore my face. Now I sit with fear, poor teammates space. Every no I met was a quiet door. Every fall I took built the wings I wore. Ain't chase lane, I became that mean. Ain't chase peace, I outgrew the scream. They said change up, I said nah, evolve. Now I lost my past, it's all too soft. Every pierce I made, pray for proof. You don't need more, you need more truth. Yeah, I wake up new, but I'm still that flame. Still root, still tone, still soul, still name. Had to die in the dark just to learn my hue. Still me, still true, just woke up new. The mirror said, look, don't stare too long, cause the past still sing in the old sad song. But I hung back low like a sacred key. Still pain, still peace, still harmony. Now I walk with calm that the storm can't shake. Talk less, but the ground still quake. Every scar I wear still shine like art. Every loss I met, it just turned my heart. Ain't no crown that can top self-knowing. Ain't no grave that can stop what's growing. Still root, still breath, and still flame, still hue. Still rise, still rain, I just woke up new. Yeah, the old me gone, but the light came through. Still root, still flame, and still one, still true. Still God in motion, I woke up new. And this is what I'm gonna do, and who be.
What is good? What is good? What is fucking good? So, couple updates. I did a few of the things I said I was gonna do yesterday. One of those things where obviously the voice mode that is working finally. That shit took all day, like literally all day. Just finished probably maybe a couple hours ago. Vehicles I haven't tested yet, but it should be done. I guess we'll find out together. I did fuck up the game a little bit, little snafu. There's characters missing, which is not hard to put them back. It's just as of right now, it's a little easier to do things with the game with some of the characters missing because they just have their own type of blueprints that I need to work on anyway. So I'd rather just remove them, know that they're removed, and then just add them back. By the time you guys get a demo or the beta, whatever you want to call it, you will have a polished version. But as I'm showing it on stream, things may be missing, things may be a little different than what you see. So, like a disclaimer always says when you're, doing anything, this may be different than the product image, right? So, that's exactly what's going on right now. But yeah, other than that, I did a lot of it. So, I'm happy to show you guys. I do got to open up Unreal Engine. Never streamed Unreal Engine before on stream. I don't know why I just got stuck saying that, but like never actually try to stream Unreal Engine and do things in it. So I don't know how the GPU is gonna react. I don't know how the computer is gonna react. If shit is slow, just let me know. We'll fix it. I'll do something about it. If it's slow though, future tense, I may have to package the game first, and that's basically like compiling. If you like encode, I'm compiling the game together as one executable that I can just load up like any generic game because the engine itself, meaning Unreal, could just be too big to run at the time that we're doing this right now. So, without further ado, let me just switch real quick because I want to be able to see the chat. I'm not gonna lie, that scared the shit out of me. I don't know what was that. Like, I thought someone was right next to me. But yeah, so I'm gonna load this shit up. I just gotta get the chat so I can see it. Hold up. Yeah, all right. So we got this. So now I'm gonna switch, go over to fucking Unreal. Can't see this button. I put my camera right on the fucking stream button. You know, when you transition, so now I can't even see where it is. But it's all good. It's all good. We did it. So now, like, couple things. So you're gonna hear a greeting message. It's gonna be in my voice. I don't know if that's gonna be the default voice yet. As I told you yesterday, I hated the heavy breathing girl that was on it before. So I was like, you know what? I'll just make it my voice for now. And then when you guys have Pro or any paid subscription on Manifest, you'll be able to train your voice and talk to yourself, pretty much, right? So let me hit play. This loads up the game, so you guys should hear music playing right now. Let me log in, and I'm gonna stop talking for a second when I transition screens, because I want you guys to be able to hear me speaking. I don't want you to get confused thinking it's literally me. So right when I hit this screen, you should see now. So it is running a little slower than normal, but it's all good. Okay. Yeah, okay. So after I hit this button, you'll see that it goes to the next screen, which is the dashboard. I did add in some loading animations. So now, like, as the game is stuck or doing something in a loading sense, you know, we are running like close to the game. So there's gonna be some loading time for certain things, especially if you have a slower computer. That could just happen, right? So loading projects.
Welcome to Manifest Anything. How can I help you?
So that's my voice, obviously, saying welcome to Manifest. So that works perfectly. Now imagine you train your voice, it be your voice, and you'll be able to talk to yourself. So now I hit resume. Got a nice little loaded screen here too, compiling the shaders like every other game. This is important because we just have a lot of fucking shaders. Probably have more shaders than any game out there because we're literally a compilation of every game, right? So that is an important feature because, again, without that, you'll think the game is stuck when it's not. It's just loading shit in the background. So I had to add that to make sure you guys understood it was loaded, right? So now, as you guys heard the voice, I could do different things. So if I say add an NPC, got this one here too. I need to add one more. I forgot. So right here, this should
Welcome to Manifest Anything. How can I help you?
So it fucked up. So now you can see it said welcome to Manifest when that shouldn't have been the greeting. So you're seeing problems in real time. It's something I got to fix now off of stream and get it done. But it's not hard. You know, we have, like I explained yesterday, there's about 10 canned responses. And canned means like it's just generic responses. It doesn't necessarily need the AI to regenerate that statement, right? It just needs to know how to say that statement and say that statement at the right time. Currently, the model got confused and said the welcome greeting as the confirmation greeting of me now adding as NPC, right? Because ideally, as I add it, it's supposed to do it. And since I'm talking to the game, it's technically listening to me right now. So it may actually end up talking in real time as we're doing this. So if you do hear a random thing, it's probably not me, it's probably the game. So anyway, let's I could obviously control the NPC avatar, whatever you want to call it. So now I want to test the car because I don't know where it went with all this. So ideally, I know from what I was doing, I have at least the hatchback
Starting now. This will just take a moment.
but I don't see the hatchback. See, this is what I'm saying. Like shit like this does happen. So now I gotta make sure it loads up these assets. And I think you heard my voice speaking when it said starting now, whatever, right?
Starting now. This will just take a moment.
So it's not loading up the blueprints because of, it's like a filtering issue, right? Like when you normally build an Unreal Engine, it has the ability to understand all your files. But when I'm building this game, I have to categorize all the files in a specific folder so the AI can find it and populate it and spawn it in real time. But when I move it from one folder to the next, it's called fixing up redirectors, right? But since I'm building an Unreal Engine 5.3, there is no fix up the redirectors. If there is, please someone from the Unreal team show me, because I have not found that thing since the inception of this game. But if there is, great. we can figure that out and fix them. It'd probably be a lot faster than me doing it manually, and you can only imagine how many fucking assets they really are.
Got it. Starting now.
So the confirmations are working. I don't really know why he said that greeting in the first place. I don't see any cars, so that's a problemo. So yeah, I gotta fix the redirectors. I have to make sure that the assets are in the right folders because it's populating it here in this modal, obviously, but it's not populating it when I click it, right? Like, I don't know if... Interesting that it's two
Got it.
hatchbacks.
Starting now.
So there's two hatchbacks, and there's obviously some other options in here.
Welcome to Manifest Anything. How can I help you?
See, that welcome message shouldn't have happened. So I gotta make it strict to say only do this welcome shit when you get to the manifest dashboard. After that, it's only a one-time thing when the game first starts, so don't do it again. So that's just typical code shit. That's easy to do. This hatchback and car problem, two ways to do this, because if I do it the wrong way, you'll have problems with like shaders not loading up properly. So for example, I can show you actually a good example of that if it's still there. So if I choose sports
Got it.
car,
Starting now.
that's not coming up either. That's crazy. Hold on. Can't spell for shit. So
Welcome to Manifest
see
Anything.
how
How can I
this
help
car
you?
loaded up? This is gonna be a cool car, obviously, but the problem is it's loading up with no shaders, right? No meshes. Same thing. And that's happening because the mesh and the car are in two separate folders when normally for Unreal, they're in the same folder or at least recognizable by the same name or something, right? Since I'm obviously adding AI to this, trying to categorize it, it creates a problem for that to happen. So this is an easy fix. There's actually one script that I built that literally takes the whole game and reshades everything. So eventually I will do that, but I'm not going to do it until things are fixed and things are working from a mechanic standpoint, right? Ideally, you're supposed to be able to walk up to this car right now, press E, and start driving. So I have the code done to do it. I just got to make sure Unreal recognizes what the code's trying to do. Once that happens, you'll be able to get in the car, boom, start driving and go, right? So that's the move. That will honestly probably take me another couple hours or so max to do it. And then once it's working, we'll have a good demo of doing that. And then what I might do is add in a couple more worlds that has like more driving ability, because as of right now, if I start driving this car in this world, I'm going to crash into like 90 things, right? So I am going to create like an open road where you could just drive down an open road, and that will actually be in a demo. So I'll do like a quick update probably on Saturday, and then that update will include the voice and also include the driving mechanics. The following week, which is next week, we'll work on pure shooting, right? Making sure blood, bullets, different gun types, different gun sounds, all of those are in the game. That is not going to be as hard because they're in the game as items as of right now or objects. What's not there is the sounds of different guns. And I'm trying to have it like Call of Duty, for example, where like you shoot an RPG, it's a different sound, or even the difference between two different types of pistols, like revolver or 9mm. You know what I mean? Like you want to be able to actually hear and feel the difference of that gun while you're shooting it. So I'm going to make sure that's in there. Obviously, like the other sounds, like steps. So as I'm walking, you can hear that. You can hear different things like jumping. So it's making all those sounds very well. I do got to make sure that the cars are doing the same thing, right? If you get a sports car, the sports car should have this more of a sports car sound, right? And a hatchback, etc., all should have their own sounds that are complementary to the object itself. So that's something that I will add. And then on the left, I don't know how you guys don't even see the left, so I'm not even gonna mention it. But on the left, the messages of what you type stay there. So I want to make sure that disappears, and maybe it keeps your last message up there, but not all of them, right? Because over time, if you prompt it a lot, you're gonna just have a bunch of lines of what you said. And AI kind of already knows what you said in the past, so it doesn't really need to be there. It's more of a visual nuance than anything, right? So I can remove that, make that a little nicer, so that's no longer there. And with all the new maps and characters, the game should be more full to be able to now generate more stuff. So I did promise like being able to compare and contrast schemes like AI LA, like I said yesterday. So that is the goal. I just think that probably won't happen till like Tuesday, Wednesday. But once I'm there, yeah, we can literally compare and contrast. I could be playing it and then go right back to Manifest and show you how I can, boom, prompt it right there, right? So that would be cool. I just got to make sure, again, like these car mechanics and things work because I want people to be able to drive if they want to build their own, like Forza, for example, and it's a racing game. Got to make sure that multiple cars can be in the map, collisions there, etc. So I do have it done. I just got to polish it a little more to make sure that it's working properly. But as you guys heard, the voice is working, but everything is a work in progress. So that's where we're at right now. But we're getting there. We're definitely getting there. I mean, give it to the 17th. We'll definitely have closer to the beta, if not be in the beta. But of course, like it's gonna be constant development. I'm not gonna stop until you guys are fully satisfied with a platform that create games and be able to ship those games in arcade and have others play your games. I'm not too focused on multiplayer yet. Being honest with you, multiplayer will come, but it's just not gonna be today. I'm more focused on like the single player experience just to make sure like shit works. Once it works, then we'll add more complexities of like, okay, now there's two players in this map. That not one is not an NPC or a computer. It's actually another player, right? So obviously, controller and all that shit works already. It's just it being able to recognize, okay, this person wants to create a multiplayer game, or this scenario of the game is multiplayer. This could be single player, etc. Like giving you an example of like Grand Theft Auto San Andreas before it got revamped into like the PS5 or PS4 version. They had the ability for you to go up to a specific area of that map and then turn it into a multiplayer game as long as you went to that area, right? So you can do shit like that and Manifest if you tell it. I just have to give it the ability to do that function. So I'll add that. That'll be, I'm not gonna say easy, but it will be its own sprint, right? A sprint is basically a 2 to 4 week period of development. So I think like probably one sprint will get that done, right? Between testing, adding, making sure it works, and then updating the arcade to now host these multiplayer games. Now, online is where it gets a little hard, right? Because to be honest, I don't know if any game developers openly said that, but that's where pixel streaming, forgot the word that I'm trying to say, but there's a specific word of matchmaking. There you go. So matchmaking is depending on what I'm using, right? Like Google has their own matchmaker tool. And there's a lot of matchmaker tools out there. And I don't want to recreate the wheel, but I almost do. You know what I mean? Uh, like I feel if we're this far as an AI game and we could do it, I almost want to say, look, we might use one of those tools for a little bit, but it'll be cool to have our own matchmaking service within our own game because then it allows players to create games in a more of a broad way than you kind of being fixed in this tool that other games already use. So I want you guys to be able to have as much creativity as you want in these games, and to build one custom gives you that ability. So I might have to do it that way. But again, I'll be open and honest about how hard it is, how easy it is, what I need to do to get it to that point. But ideally, that is a goal, because if I can get it to be custom matchmaking, you guys will be able to do a lot. Like instead of it just being a, most games can handle 50 players, but if we build something custom, might be able to handle a lot more, right? Think metaverse, where now a lot of people are in one world. The only issue is that we have to come up with a scenario with it not lagging, because as you know, the more players in a game, the more it has to render through many parties, and that's when it starts to lag. So there is things like meshing that we can do. There's a lot of options that we can do to try to avoid or help the scenario, but that's all going to be in some of the research that I got to do to see like what is the best option for this type of thing. So again, that's probably going to be its own sprint in itself, but the arcade will at least be released enough for you guys to be able to go in and do that and create these games for other people to play, probably up to 25 players for now, right? What else? What else? So we need assets. This is a call to action, right? We need assets. from my last check, we have 91,000 assets. So it is a lot. I'm not saying it's not. It's a lot of fucking assets. But we need like more characters. We need just different genres, like I was saying yesterday. Like ideally you guys can go on Discord and start using the commands and generating these items. And I'll put it on a website as well where you can generate too, right? So it won't just be on Discord. 'Cause if you're not familiar with Discord or don't use it, which you should be as a gamer, but if you don't, it'll be on the website too, where you could just prompt it. It will generate it. If you like it, you can instantly put it in the marketplace, or you could just download it, take it, do whatever you want with it. You know what I mean? Like it's not hard coded to that. Anyone that wants their avatar, again, I will say this for the next 6 days now. I will do it for free as long as you reach out to me. All right, it could be through Twitch, could be through any of the channels you see on my Twitch, and I will create your avatar. But that's 6 days left, and like I told you yesterday, do not come to me after 6 days and go, "Hey, I saw your video, I want an avatar." I'm gonna tell you no straight up. So make sure it's within the time period that I'm saying, which is 6 days, which is literally giving you to the 11th. So yeah, get it done. Anyway, what else is doing in this? So I'm pretty sure. Oh, what I gotta add here is delete. I don't know if I have a delete in here. I thought I did, but when I went back, I'm like, I can't delete an item. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure the AI doesn't have that either. Yeah, see, no assets found for delete. So that's not even like an asset. I'm really telling you to do a function. And it knows how to do functions. The problem is I didn't add it enough for it to recognize that I mean delete this item. Because ideally, when you see drag item, change material, there should be a red delete here. But I got to make this menu a little nicer so you don't accidentally click delete, right? Obviously, there'll be a confirmation saying, "Are you sure you want to delete this?" And now you would have to click it twice. Be pretty hard to make a stupid mistake by doing that, but it's not impossible. So I'll make it nicer so it's not too easy to delete something by mistake. And also, it just looks nicer overall when you're going through the experience of like changing, moving, or doing some type of modification to any of the items in the map. Weather. So I know for a fact night works. So if I say make it night, or if I say make it rain and just follow the demo, you can see now it starts to rain, right? But I can say make it night, and now it goes dark. Add an NPC. I already did that, which you can see at the top, and you can see I'm obviously controlling the NPC right now because it's breathing hard. But yeah, like there's a couple of weather things that I'm missing, like wind and snow. Those are only two. All the other ones are there, and there's no problem with that. On the left side, you see this menu tab. So you can go home to the dashboard that we just saw when I first logged in. You can go to your projects tab, go to your assets library. So that's going to be where all of the assets you created and all the assets you may have in the game will be. To not confuse people, because that almost confused me, I might just keep it as assets that you created for now, just so it's easy. In the map, though, I will have somewhere where you can see specific assets and reference those assets and name them, which will be important because if you name it, the AI will remember what you're talking about. So even if you're like way far from an item and you're like, hey, I want to go change that traffic light that's all the way over here. And instead of it just being called traffic light, because you might have a lot of them, especially if you're building something like Grand Theft Auto, you can name it traffic light on GTA Ave, for example. And if you say it out loud, it will reference that and know what you're talking about. If you type it, same thing. So adding that feature is important because now it can actually manipulate that particular traffic light instead of popping up a modal of all these traffic lights that are on the map and you don't really know which one's which, and now you got a problem. So that's something I will definitely add between now and the weekend. So that's there. Screen manager, so that's important too. It's not a functional thing yet, but it will be before beta. And that's going to be cutscenes. So you'll be able to tell the game, this is the playable frame, this is the cutscene. When person is here in this frame and they walk over to this, or they pick up this, or they interact with this, it will play the cutscene. So think of it like you editing some type of video and now it's there doing that. So that's what that's going to be set for. wow, undo and redo history. It gives you the ability to just undo or redo whatever you just did, right? If you added an object and you're like, I hate that object, don't want that, you can undo it, obviously. And if you didn't want to delete it, you could redo it. So that is a way to bring back deleted objects, and also maybe some type of mesh that you may have done, you could just redo it and just put it back, right? Save, I would say that's pretty self-explanatory. Save as is important because as you saw on my screen when I first went onto the dashboard, I had a lot of projects. I think it was like what 170 something projects that were built because I was testing all this time, obviously building the game. So you do want to be able to save as at some point. You want to save the project to a particular thing, especially if that's your main project you're building with Manifest. You don't want to mistakenly go to the wrong project and now you're having to go back just to go to the right one, right? So save as is important. Create edit menu. I think I showed you guys that yesterday. And then the publish to Manifest Arcade is where once you're done with the game, you hit publish. It'll get a confirmation saying, "Are you sure?" And then from there, you'll be able to push it to us where it'll go for approval. Approval for now will be up to 48 hours. It will get shorter over time, especially when I figure out things like, can AI play the game for me? Look out for these type of things. Make sure these things are in the game. If they're not, great, release the game, right? It's not today though. So today is going to be human, meaning me, playing these games, making sure they're safe, or at least categorized in the right way, because safe can mean a lot of things. What I mean by safe is just not weird shit, right? None of that like weird shit. And I don't think I got to go into details of what weird shit means, but like I'm not talking about blood and gory, right? Like there's a lot of games that have that. I'm not talking about that. But I mean weird shit, you know what I mean. So adding an object obviously works. Environment settings doesn't work, so I got to make sure that works. Or I might just take it off because it really doesn't need it, because you can do the environment settings in the game. So I might take that off. Time of day obviously works. I just don't like the modal. So all of these little buttons and stuff that you see, I'm gonna make way nicer over time. There will just be a full polish over in this weekend where I'll just go through every single modal that pops up or every single button we have and just make it way nicer, right? My goal right now isn't full-blown design of the game and making everything look nice. It's just functionality. Once functionality is set, I'll go through a whole renovation period of the look itself, Weather, obviously I just showed you that. Lighting preset, so I can say bright, dim, warm, cool, dramatic, soft, high contrast, cinematic. Those are all important for the way you want to make your game, right? You may want it to be more realistic and have like this darker type of scene, so then you would hit dim if you're going into like a dark scene, or if you want to be more cinematic and like more movie style, like I would say that's what cinematic would come in, right? What we got? We got terrain tools. I don't. Oh, they do work. Forgot I did that. Yo, I forget I built. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. Like I just be just spitting shit out. So like I don't. Sometimes I forget. I have to go back to my own like log of stuff and go, what did I build? What didn't I build? Right. But yeah, generate terrain. So you can generate your terrain. You can flatten something. So as you can see, like there's mountains over here. I can flatten all this and make it just one solid terrain. But right now for this demo to show people that it works, I kept it like this, and I kept it with little to no meshes, so you guys can walk over and start changing it, like how you saw I was changing this before by saying make it wood. You see how it just did that. This motor won't go away. Okay, I gotta fix this. This one's pissing me off. So I'm gonna fix that because he's just sitting there right in the way, and then you got the character breathing on top. That's crazy. So terrain tools, NPC manager, that should show all the different things you could do with the NPC, right? Spawn an NPC, which is the same as spawn a character. So I'm gonna take away the spawn NPC button and just make it spawn character, because it's just a nuance and it's just redundant. You know what I mean? It's too much of the same shit. Spawn enemy, that's important because you may want to spawn an enemy, and I have 10 new enemies that I generated in the horror category. So I got like a minion, I got like two mid-sized people, right? That are mostly for half health. So think minion being low health, the mid the medium people, I don't know what to call them, but the you know what I mean, like the ones before the boss, they're like medium level health, and then the boss is high health and probably harder to kill, right? So you can now do that. List characters, it'll show you all the characters on the map. We need to now add pictures. So I'm gonna add pictures for each one of these things so they look nice. Because as of right now, it's gonna list the characters in a list of words, and that's kind of hard to understand who's who, right? So adding a nice picture of the person you added will show you exactly which one, reference it, and then you'll be able to click and say delete, add, change clothes, etc. All that will be available. Listing NPCs, same thing. Again, like NPC and characters are literally the same thing. So deleting NPC probably would be delete character, or I may keep the NPC and delete the spawn character one, which probably makes more sense because there's more NPCs than there is characters here. So yeah, let me just delete the characters and then everything be referenced as NPCs. What else we got? What else we got? World reset. Don't hit this unless you really, really want to reset your world back to zero. And I mean, when I mean zero, I mean zero. Like it's gonna take away everything and just keep that like square box, if you know what I'm talking about, like the square terrain where every game starts at. That's what you're gonna have. So if you don't want that, don't hit that. It will confirm with you if you want to hit that and do it, because it literally knows about to delete everything. And once it deletes it, there's no getting it back. We can't do anything about that. You could try to undo. It may bring back some assets, but it's not going to be perfect every time. Because if you go deep into your game, and now you have cutscenes and all these other things, the cutscenes may not come back, but the rest of the world might. And if you spent coins on generating a cutscene, you can't come back to us and go, hey, I want that cutscene back, because we don't save it. So it's in your database, not ours. Keep that in mind. AI actions. So you could do all these things like fix errors, create blueprints, suggest improvements. I don't know why I'm reading up, don't ask. Analyze scene, optimize scene, modify selected object, and generate an environment. So all of those are working. Like I said, blueprints alone in Unreal Engine are hard as shit. Like if you are a game developer, you know how hard a blueprint is. So to be able to prompt an AI and go, yo, go make this blueprint, amazing. Amazing. Like I'm excited myself to how many games I'm creating. I already got 2 off the back of my head that I want to create for so long, and I'm literally gonna be able to use my own game to build another game, which is great. Can't wait. This thing is just like, I don't even know what to do with you. All right, there you go. We looked at AI actions, generate environment. Don't want to hit that yet because I do not want to generate an environment. But modify selected object, that's the same as this. So these 2 buttons are the same. It's just if you were in the menu and you want to click it, you could do that. Optimizing scenes, the same thing as AI actions here. Prompt history. So this is where you could chat with the AI. I'm going to make this way nicer over the weekend when I go through the design renovation. And you'll be able to chat with the AI from a text space. So think ChatGPT, but as you're talking to it, you're going, okay, that's a good idea, go add that, and they'll go do it. Or you're right, this would be a better way of making a game, so go do that, right? So this is where a lot of your suggestions from the AI, maybe some recommendations of loading or how the game is interacting with certain things, this will constantly be watching what the game is doing and constantly be ready to help you improve the game in real time. What else we got? So optimize scene, I already talked about that. Prompt history, saved prompts, and recipes. I'm going to give a bunch of prompts and recipes for different game types and different games you may want to generate. Those will all live in our Discord and our website. So there'll be a specific page just on recipes, right? And a recipe could be, these are the prompts in line to create your Resident Evil type game. Or here's the line to make a sports type game, and here's all the prompts you would need, and all you gotta do is copy and paste, right? And we're doing that for now because we're just not a one prompt solution yet. We will be eventually, but that takes time of training an ML model, AI model, and also having the right assets in place for that AI model to grab and do the action. So until we're there, we'll give you a recipe. Think of it like a prompt plan, or what am I trying to say? Like, when you just buy prompts from any of these types of marketplaces where you can say, okay, build this, or become this type of archetype as an AI and help me do this. That's basically what that's going to be. Then you have auto build and auto fix. That is giving the AI the ability to look through all of your stuff, meaning all of the things on the map, and it will recognize if anything's broken. If it does recognize something's broken and it knows what that's supposed to be, it will then fix it for you. If it finds it and doesn't recognize what it's supposed to be, it will ask you. It will see what type of object it is. So, for example, if it's a door and now that door is not opening, but you intended it to, it will fix that as long as you clarify it. So remember, there's 3 models, well, 4 now, but there's 3 just for building, modifying, and clarifying what your vision is while you're building this game. So the clarification model will be the one that says, so you want the door to do this, right? And you go, yeah. And it goes, okay. And it goes and do it, right? So that's what that is. AI performance optimization probably will remove that because it's not something you technically need to worry about. But it is something that if you are an AI person, or let's say just enthusiast, developer, etc., you'll understand this language of how much temperature, etc., of what you want to do with the AI. You may want the AI to have more suggestions, less suggestions, and all these other things as the AI is going and improving with you in a game. So you can, do things for that. Upgrading your plan is obviously easy. You click this, it goes right to the home, or the web page, and now you can upgrade your plan. You can buy coins. That's why we have web here, because it will do that. There is no native web browser within the game. Don't think we're going to add that either, because that just makes the game more complicated and open to other types of attacks and just problems that I don't really want to deal with. And I don't think you do either. You don't want your game to be hacked, right? Neither do I. So we'll keep it web for now. Manage billing, same thing. It's going to go to the web. And as long as you're logged in on the web version, it's going to recognize what you do on both sides. You can obviously log out. And if you log out and you want to go into another player account, or you're with someone else that has an account too, they can log into their account. It'll load up all their projects, and you'll be able to do that. You can't cheat, so don't try. It's going to know who's who, so don't try. Invite collaborators. This button is technically disabled right now, but I might have it enabled by beta. If I don't, you won't see the button. It won't be there. But if I do have it available, the idea is to bring multiple people into one game session, and you both are building in real time. So one could be testing, one could be playing a game as you're building, literally, or you both could be developers and you both have this idea of what you want to build, and you can build it together. What's cool is that if I have it done fully, then you guys will be able to both be listed as on the game as developers. So when it goes to the arcade, it'll be both of your names there, not just one. Which I think is important, because when it comes to revenue sharing later and any of those things, you'll be able to do that. So that's the move there. Then shared projects. It's going to be the same as a Manifest Arcade, so I'm going to remove that. Permissions and roles, that's what you can do for your collaborators. So that button will be active as well when we get to that point. And again, I already mentioned a lot of things that need to be built. So is it a priority? No. But is it something that we're going to add? For sure. Version history, so that's literally the game trying to archive your version. This could be a safety net if you decide to reset and now it resets to a version 2. We might be able to add the ability to say, okay, go back to version 1, and it reload everything. The problem with that is that it has to save somewhere, and we're not taking a lot of things in the cloud yet. Once the cloud build is ready and it is on the cloud, this will work seamless. But as of right now, it's just saving things locally on your computer. As long as your computer doesn't delete it, then it should be there. But if it deletes there, then there's nothing I really could do about it. I can't get into your computer, and you don't want me to, right? So I can't help that scenario, unfortunately. But what I can do eventually is go, okay, it's in the cloud. We have it here in your storage. Here's your own storage bucket with all of your assets. So you want this version. All these assets are supposed to be included with it. Let's repopulate the whole world using that. That's totally doable. But when it's local, a little harder. Comments and notes, that's purely for the collaboration. That's why it's under collaboration. And that's for maybe you leaving some notes for another developer to come in, see what you already did with the game, and they can see where they need to take over and start doing it to themselves, or that you just have comments about a particular function, object, etc. that you can, leave a comment. There's like a sticky note. Preferences, that's going to be the stuff that's about you in the game. So dark mode, all those type of things will be in there. Controls, that's important because that's going to tell the game, do you want it to have controller, meaning physical game controller capability, or compatibility? That's what I meant to say. Compatibility, or do you want it to be like keyboard where it's WASD, So that's what that is. Camera, that's front person, third person view. So right now you can see I have my character in the first person, but I can put him in the third person if I need to. UI scale, so that button actually doesn't need to be there at all. So I'm going to take that out. That was actually more for me to understand how I think we're scaling. So you probably won't see that as we go. Graphic settings, this is important. If you want your game to be super graphic heavy, we're going to put a disclaimer before you go into the Manifest Arcade to let you know that some players may not be able to play the game. If it's super graphic heavy, you're going to have less people that are able to play it. If it's in the middle of what current games are doing now, you'll have more of a chance, right? There'll be a lot more people that have the hardware to handle the rendering of that game. But you don't want to put people in a bad experience where, your game is super graphic heavy, everything looks super real, but it's super dead too because nobody's playing it, you know what I mean? So, key bindings, that's again the controller stuff. Accessibility, that's a voice that you could turn off. So if you have the voice mode on, you could turn it off by going to accessibility. That will make it easier. And there's another hidden feature that I don't want to speak about yet because it's gonna sound fucking crazy if I say it. So I'd rather build all of this and that be one of the features that I say later and see what you guys think. But if anybody knows me, when it comes to AI and BCI, I think you know where I'm going with that one. Keyword in that statement is BCI, not AI. Language. So if you speak a different language, it supports almost every language in the world. I gotta check, but there's a lot. There was a lot. There was like at least 150 languages, if not more or less. Definitely over 75. I know that for a fact. Tutorials and onboarding. This isn't live because at the time I didn't have any tutorials. Now we have some streams under our belt. I have some videos recorded. So now if you click tutorials, it actually will load up in game. So you won't have to go out of game for that because I think that's just annoying to have to go back and forth. But that's literally putting the tutorial in the game itself. So it is going to make the game slightly bigger, right? I was telling you yesterday, I'm trying to avoid the storage issues of the game just being huge, but I think it's important to have that available. Documentation is going to go to the webpage where you'll be able to read what's going on with Manifest and understand how to use it from a textual standpoint. Community and Discord, obviously goes to our Discord, goes and you could join, blah, blah. Report a bug. This will be here throughout the entire demo and beta process because obviously there just might be bugs. I'm not going to say the game's going to be perfect, but it'll be workable, right? So as things are improving and we need to improve things, we want to hear your opinions. So reporting a bug is pretty important. And you might get rewarded if you find a good bug. Not going to tell you what the award is yet, but you might get rewarded. Feature requests. So obviously that's you requesting a particular feature that may be missing out of Manifest at the time. But I think I got most of it covered. Like I told you yesterday though, sci-fi is something I don't play often. So I'm expecting to have some feature requests in the sci-fi because I might miss some things in that category. But other than that, I think I did pretty good on like adding what needs to be added for different stuff. About that's pretty much self-explanatory. It's gonna tell you what the game's about, and then legal and privacy. That's important because that's just gonna show you exactly what you can do with the game. Because as you meant, if you remember from my first stream when I went through the game, I was talking about how you can eventually take your game outside of Manifest. But as of right now, you can't because of rules and regulations from Epic and other things, right? So I have to make sure we're on the same page with Epic. They allow it to happen. As long as they allow it to happen, we're good. We're golden. We have no problem holding your game. We don't want to hold it and stop you from your own success. If you can take your game out of Manifest, put it in Steam, and that shit blow up, great. You know, I applaud you. I am not sitting hating. I'm not a hater. But again, for right now, just for our own sake legally, we have to do it this way. But once we get that okay, we're golden. You know, and what's cool, I am not an official like Epic developer, but from a code GitHub perspective, I am. So I think I have a little closer chance to get that going. I think as long as we got traction, there should be no. You know what I mean? Like I think it just makes sense, and I think we'll just have to have a contract between all three of us at the time of you wanting to export, which we'll figure that out. So that's pretty much where I'm at with the game today. I think I can get off of it now. Give me a second. Doo-doo-doo. That shit looks slow now that I see it. How bad was that? That looked pretty bad. I didn't even realize it was rendering like that. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much the game right now. That's where we're at. I gotta add a lot more. The next time you see it, it probably will be a little different. I don't know if I'm gonna stream tomorrow. If I do, it probably be early-ish, like 3, 4 o'clock versus now like 9 o'clock. So if that's the case, I'll put it on a schedule. I'll put it on social media, let everybody know I'll be streaming at that time. Definitely over the weekend, you might catch me on one or two streams. But ideally, I do want to build. You know what I mean? I want to build some more stuff before showing you. I don't want to show you the same shit over and over. So ideally, the next time I stream, driving should be working. And we could be zooming around these fucking maps pretty fast. I didn't even think about that speed. So I gotta make sure I get like a speedometer and all these other assets that can be added to the game there, right? So it's native. So I'll make sure that happens so people can actually drive fast, see how fast they're going, slow down, etc. So I have that all working. It's just, some of these assets are loading, which is a good problem because if it's not loading, that means it knows the blueprint's there. It's just the object is just missing. So I don't have too much work to do to get the vehicles to start spawning, driving, and then being controlled by you. So that's the move. I mean, like, bro, we're getting really close. Really, really close. Don't know if anybody else is doing this shit, but as you can see, I'm solo dolo. And yeah, we're pretty close as just solo. So I'm proud of myself. I hope you guys are proud. I hope you guys like it. I hope you guys create some good games. Really good games. I want to play some like addicting games. You know what I mean? Like games that haven't existed before. You might be able to use an existing game as a reference, but you put your own spice on it, put your own recipe together, and you create your own like really addicting game. I mean, that's the goal I want people to be able to do with Manifest. You know what I mean? Manifest as itself, obviously, I want it to be usable and people create their games, but my success for Manifest is your success of having a playable game that everybody wants to play, right? So to make this as a tool, it's just important as making it a game. So have to think both sides of this equation. I'm turning players into developers in real time, so I got to make sure it's also easy for you to interact with. Me as a developer, engineer, whatever you want to call me at this point, I can kind of figure out a tool pretty quickly. But I can't say that for if I was just a gamer, would I know how to use an AI tool? But someone that uses an AI tool every day may not know how to play a game. So there's literally a match of archetypes that I got to put together. And yeah, That's gonna be some shit. Not gonna lie. Um, but at least like I said, I'm trying to put at least an hour a day in stream to get you guys to understand what's going on in real time, build right in front of you, see the progress of a lot of things. And it's exciting, man. It's a different time. It's a different type of AI that's never been out there. We don't got any press yet, but I'm sure that shit will come. You know what I mean? Like I'm not like tripping right now on everybody knowing about it at this particular time. Even just 102 people currently watching right now is enough for me to know that this is gonna go. You know what I mean? Like we literally restarted our stream last week. I was gone for 5 months. I was averaging thousands, but now, it is what it is. But to have from I think my last not the last stream, but the stream before that, I think I had like 3 viewers. So to go from viewers to 102, pretty good. No, I'm not mad at that. But I do want to get back to that 1,000. I do want to get you guys engaged. I know it has to get more polished to get more people to want to be engaged. A little more flash, more things that a game normally has, and that addictability that brings you back. So we're gonna work on that together. I'm gonna tell you everything about things. If you listen, to my building process, you should be able to learn how to build games just through that. Of course, when I go through Unreal Engine more and I'm building some things, I'll show you guys in real time of like, okay, I'm gonna implement this feature. This is how I'm gonna do it, right? So you guys actually know how to do it if you want to do it. I'm not gatekeeping here saying like, oh, only me. No one can know how to build something like this. That's not what I'm doing. But I am trying to be one of the first ones to do it, and I'm also trying to do it the best, to be honest with you. So if you do choose to do it, no, you got some strong competition coming and breathing down your neck every fucking day, going, "Hey, nigga, I'm right here." You know what I mean? So just best believe I'm not trying to ship out a shitty product every day. It's gonna be at least 1% better than it was the day before, and we're gonna keep going until it's 100%, which sounds like a long time, but yeah, we're gonna work on it. We're gonna just never stop until it is great. And even when it is great, we're gonna try to always make it greater. Cause if you guys knew what's in my head of what I want to do with this game, you would be mind blown. You would actually think 90% of it's not even possible. But I bet you a lot of people didn't think was possible even up to this point until I'm showing you now, right? So best believe I got some shit. And like I said, if you know me as a developer, you know I got some shit that has nothing to do with gaming, but I'm going to include a lot of that in this game. So this game will be one thing that people will be talking about for a long time, because it's just going to be so much different than anything in the market. And eventually, we'll talk about how it could become a hardware and other things. There's specific partnerships that I want to go for, to extend them out of their own comfort zone and try to get them to make some things they probably never thought of making. Or if they did, I'm the reason you're making it. You know what I mean? So that's the goal. I think we hit like how many followers, bro? There's been a decent amount of followers that came in. I can't even count, bro. Am I like slow? Oh shit! Wait, I can't count. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think we got like 50 new followers. Damn. Anyway, yeah, that's kind of crazy. Dan does stuff. Shout out to the follow. There's a lot of you. I don't know if I'm gonna go through all the followers right now, but damn, I wasn't expecting that either. So yeah, now the channel's popping again, which is cool. We just gotta keep it going. So I'll get it going. I'll be back tomorrow to really go through everything else about the driving. We'll try to drive some cars. I'll at least have 5 to 10 cars working, so you guys can see how that goes and how it's cars are just being driven. And then from there, I'll stop at 50. I don't think I'm gonna go over 50 with any of these type of assets. The 91,000 assets are a compilation of different stuff in different categories, not just like characters, but they could be props, they could be other things. So I think I'm pretty good there. I just want to add more cars so it's a little more fun on selection of cars you could choose from. But from there, the car generation is up to you guys. Like that's purely gotta be you. So as long as you are generating cars, there'll always be an example of a new car. I don't want to generate it because then I feel like I'm competing with you in the marketplace, and I don't want that. I want you guys to be able to monetize from the marketplace, whether you're being nice and generating something for free for someone and allowing that to be free in the marketplace, or you're charging a certain amount for that item, and now people are purchasing that item because it's a cool card, they want it in their game, and now it's in their game being used, and you're seeing it too, right? So I think that's pretty well needed for this whole scenario. So I'll make sure that's going. I'll make sure that's working. In the meantime, in between time, stay happy, stay smiling, keep doing your thing, and I'll be back. I'll be back with more. All right, peace.